Hi, we're here in Heide, possibly Bulleen, I'm not sure where the border is, but in Victoria, Australia. We're in the Heide Modern Art and Sculpture Park. You might wonder what we're doing in such a place. There just happens to be the Heide No. 2 kitchen garden behind me, and it's really interesting, so I thought we might take a look. Come on. Okay, first thing is this fence. Wonderful for keeping out all the wandering creatures. Also, it cuts down the wind. It's quite a bit more sheltered in there than it is out here in the open. So just very simple construction and really quite adorable. All around the kitchen garden here are roses. They're just beautiful. We're going to go through into the kitchen garden now. Just look how inviting that is. This is a really quite beautifully laid out garden. At the top half is all like sort of spirals with leading paths, and in the bottom half of the garden, which I'll show you, is all beds that are laid out very neatly. There's also a few other features. One that we're just going to walk to, which is a garden seat in the middle. I quite like this arch. It's quite wonderful. You can have a sit and a bit of contemplate about what you're going to do in the garden. Just really handy, even for a rest before the next lot of digging. How inviting is this? It's just gorgeous. Over here they've got asparagus growing away. You should always let asparagus run up and leave the last few sprigs behind so that they can re-establish the plant ready for next asparagus season. In the front here they've got rhubarb, fantastic mulching. I'd like to bring your attention to a couple more interesting things. Just down the back there's some broccoli growing. You'll see it's quite dark green, but in amongst that is all the magnificent flowers. You'll notice there's hollyhocks and delphiniums, there's all sorts of things all mixed in. It looks really quite fantastic. Just here in front of me, I'd like to bring your attention to something that's probably not a good idea. I always suggest that you keep your mint in a container, and I'll show you why. Mint can be incredibly invasive. Just have a really close look here. It has just spread right throughout this whole garden. It's as far as the eye can see in every direction. And when this grows, it'll grow quite a lot taller, and it will smother out everything in this garden unless it's controlled. So it's much easier to put it in a pot. And if you don't really want pots everywhere, sink the pot into the garden, and that'll keep the mint controlled. On this side we have parsley, fantastic for bulleen, and on this side is all the lettuces. They look quite magnificent, and as you'll see once again on the sides are all the flowers. Looks fantastic. Now we're on the other side of Heide kitchen garden. This is a totally different design on this side. It's made up of it's made up of different squares. There's a smaller square in the centre, then a larger square, and a full outside square. You can see the paths all intersect, so you can go quite easily around the whole garden. Mostly in this area is herbs, not so many vegetables. But once again, smattered with flowers, there's delphiniums and forget-me-nots. It's really quite beautiful. Another interesting feature is this edging is really quite inexpensive, very easy, and as you can see, it really works well. Have a look at the top of this. There's the sprinkler. So that sprinkler obviously is quite a long jet and will cover one half of the garden, and I'm sure there must be one on the other side. But it's quite well disguised, so that was very clever. And just close by is the tool shed, where obviously they keep all the tools. If you're going to have a shed, how cute is that? So remember, tune into my YouTube channel. It's Garden and Farm with Nola, and I'll bring you more wonderful places like Heide's Kitchen Garden No. 2, and lots of wonderful ideas too. So remember, subscribe so you'll know what's coming up, and you won't miss anything. Look forward to seeing you next time.